Hello. This video is meant to give you a tour of some of the common and useful reports that are part of the Unitrends appliance. To start off with, I'm actually going to jump right into the admin guide. There's an entire section on reports. I want to key in here that there is a type of report section that allows us to see what every report on the appliance is. And if we drill down into it, it will show us exactly what all of the fields are, what they mean, and what we can do and what we can expect from the information that is there. The information that is here in the admin guide is good and is sound and should be referenced when trying to understand your reports better. The scope of this course allows us to touch on just the individual pieces that we find important. If you need details on other reports, please be sure and consult the documentation. Now, as we move into the appliance itself, what I want to do is I want to focus on just a handful of key reports that our users find useful. So to get to our reports, we're going to go to the reports section, and this is where we have a set of categories, and then for each category, we have a set of available reports. To start off with, in the backup category, I want to look at the backup history report. Now, the backup history report will allow us to select the appliance, and then we can go in and we can select the date range, and we hit generate the report. So there's a lot of things going on here on the screen. You do have the power to click over here where you can change the filtering options and select which columns are here. You can also go in and you can type in a field and be able to very quickly narrow it down so that you know exactly which ones you're looking for. This report is very useful because it shows you the exact assets that are being protected, when the backups ran, what the time, as well as what the result and how much data it backed up. This report can be exported out to CSV or PDF, both of which have their place. CSV is nice because it allows you to do further manipulation, but PDF guarantees that the data that you see on the screen is the data that comes out in the report. As we navigate back from that report, the other backup reports that are of use that are worth understanding, the backup failures report is actually one that is generated on the dashboard itself, but all that he does is generate a report that is looking at your failures for the last 7 days. Similarly, on the dashboard, we can go in here under our backup summary tile, click on one error, and it will show us the backup error that we've had within the last 7 days. And this one was on this particular system. Any of these reports will allow us to drill down and right into the log so that we can understand the specifics of why it failed and what's going on. Another particularly useful report is found under the appliance, and this is the capacity report. When we generate the capacity report, he's going to show us 2 pieces of key information. The first of which is he shows us everything that is protected on the system. So this is our exhaustive list of what systems are actually being backed up and may be being stored without them actively being backed up anymore. So what we can always do is look at this, we can export it out to a CSV and then get a solid list of everything that we're protecting. It also shows us our total protected capacity. So this is the amount of data that we're protecting in the environment. If we look here, we have a column for last full. If we were to add up this column, this is our total protected capacity. This is the amount in the native environment before any compression or dedupe. This is also a key number that we look at in understanding sizing for an appliance and sizing for cloud. This is a report that it's good to familiarize yourself with. When we start looking at reporting and sizing on the appliance, there are 2 numbers of size that will come into play. First off, we have the storage report, which will show us how much data we're actually using. This shouldn't be confused with how much data we're protecting, because this number also includes all of the incrementals and the fulls to be able to get us to our retention target. When we go in and we look once again at that capacity report, this report is genuinely looking at what we're protecting, and we should expect this number to be different from your storage reports. This will be useful to help us understand if an appliance is sized correctly. Also, it helps us look at what, if we were to upgrade the appliance, what's the next best fit based on the protected capacity. Just like there is an appliance report, there is a similar backup copy capacity report as well. Same idea. This will generate and show us which items are being protected. Let's go back again here. So what this is going to do is it's going to return back a list of my assets that are being protected in the cloud or on other copy targets. One of the places where our customers find this particularly useful is when they're trying to understand discrepancies between their local appliance and their cloud account. Take, for instance, if you had a server that you utilized and then you decommissioned that server. However, that server was being backed up and being replicated to the Unitrends cloud. And after the decommissioning of that server, you never did anything to clean up the cloud piece. This would cause a discrepancy where you're protecting more in the cloud than you are locally on the appliance. This would be an instance where you could use this to report and identify where those servers that have been decommissioned are, and then reach out to support to help clean that up. Getting right back into the reports. Once again, we've got a few of the copy reports that are nice. Understanding where our hot targets are and what we're doing there is also a good, useful report. A storage report is exactly what it sounds like. The storage report will show us how we are utilizing the storage on the appliance so that we can understand how much free space we have. Once again, keep in mind, the storage report is looking at it from the disk level and understanding how much is being used. It's not taking into account how much is being protected or even how much of that is all part of incrementals and other pieces. The storage report is simply looking at how much data the appliance is utilizing and help you understand the health of the storage based upon that. The compliance report is something that we've talked about in terms with data copy access. Once again, though, he gives us a solid understanding of how long it will take us to recover and determines whether or not we're in compliance with our defined RPO and RTO policies. For more on reports, please see the documentation, keeping in mind that it gives you a detailed drill down of what each field means and what's available. And if you have any further questions, please reach out to your sales team or your support team so that we can assist. Thank you.